If your homemade tzatziki turns into thin and watery after a few hours in the fridge, you're probably making two common mistakes. After learning from local chefs in Athens, I discovered that authentic Greek tzatziki isn't about adding more ingredients, it's all about technique. Today I'll show you exactly how to make thick, creamy, authentic tzatziki using only 6 ingredients. Welcome back to another episode of David Cooks the World, my new series where I travel the world, learn authentic recipes from local chefs and home cooks, and then recreate them in my kitchen with you. Let's get started. A great tzatziki relies on 2 key ingredients that make all the difference. We'll start with the cucumber, which I think is the second most important ingredient. Take 1 medium cucumber and grate it using the small holes in the box grater. Many Greek chefs actually peel the cucumber first. In fact, that's exactly how I was taught during my cooking class. But personally, I prefer to leave the peel on. It adds a beautiful pop of green color, a little extra fiber, and I also like the extra textured bite it gives the finished tzatziki. Now comes the most important step, removing as much water as possible. Use your hands, a cheesecloth or a clean kitchen towel and squeeze out every bit of liquid you can. And don't skip this step. This brings us to the first common mistake. Most people simply don't remove the water from the cucumber. You see how many liquids? You want this. And if you don't remove it properly, the water will slowly seep into the yogurt. Instead of a thick, creamy tzatziki, you'll end up with one that's thin and watery after sitting in the fridge. And if you don't believe me, this is the amount you get out 1 cucumber. Once you've squeezed out most of the liquids, transfer the grated cucumber to a fine mesh strainer, sprinkle it lightly with salt, and let it drain for another 10 to 15 minutes. The salt draws out even more moisture. It takes just a few extra minutes, but this one technique is one of the biggest secrets to an authentic tzatziki. If the cucumber was the second most important ingredient, here is the first, and by far the most important, the yogurt. No matter where I ate or who I cooked with in Greece, every chef emphasized the same thing: use a thick, full-fat Greek yogurt. And this is actually the second most common mistake, using the wrong yogurt. In Greece, they almost always use Greek yogurt with around 6 to 10% fat. In fact, most of the yogurt I saw there was 10% fat. And that's exactly what I'm using today. It's thick, rich and creamy. And that's what gives authentic tzatziki its signature texture and flavor. Traditionally, Greek yogurt is made from sheep's milk or a mixture of sheep's and goat's milk, although today you will also find excellent versions made from cow's milk. The most important thing is to use thick, full-fat Greek yogurt, and it goes straight to the bowl. Speaking of yogurt, while I was in Greece, I became completely addicted to Greek frozen yogurt. If you ever visit in Greece, do yourself a favor and grab one. You can thank me later. Now comes the garlic. I'm using 2 cloves, but feel free to adjust it to your taste. Peel and finely mince the garlic so it blends evenly into the yogurt instead of leaving you with large bites of raw garlic, and add it to the bowl with the yogurt. One thing I noticed while eating tzatziki across Greece is that the amount of garlic varied quite a bit. Some versions were bold and garlicky, while others much milder. There really isn't one correct amount, so don't be afraid to adjust it to your own taste. Just keep in mind that the garlic becomes stronger as the tzatziki sits in the fridge, so if you are making it ahead of time, 1 clove might be enough. Or skip it entirely if you prefer a very mild tzatziki. Now for the dill. Remove the thick stems, finely chop the leaves, and add them to the bowl. In the last episode, we made an authentic Greek salad and explored why the version you'll find in Greece is different from the one most of us know. If you missed it, I will link it right up here, or here, because that's where the whole series begins. Fresh dill gives tzatziki its fresh, unmistakable flavor and beautiful aroma. And before you comment, my Greek grandma never uses dill. Fresh dill is the herb I saw used the most often, although some regions use mint or parsley instead. Now all that's left to do is bring everything together. Add the olive oil and season with salt. Then give everything a really good mix until the cucumber is evenly coated and all the flavors come together. You might notice I'm not adding black pepper or vinegar. While some authentic recipes do include a splash of white vinegar, none of the chefs I cook with in Athens used either. They relied on the yogurt for all the tanginess and I really like the fresh, clean flavor it creates. But if you enjoy a little extra spice, feel free to add some freshly ground black or white pepper. And that's it. You can enjoy it immediately, but I highly recommend letting it chill for about 30 minutes first. The flavors meld together beautifully and the tzatziki becomes even more delicious. It's perfect with warm pita bread, fresh veggies, grilled chicken, lamb, fish, basically anything coming out of the barbecue. And if you want to see my homemade pita bread recipe, click the link here. It's also incredible with my homemade chicken gyros and falafel. You can find both recipes by clicking the info cards right up here. I like to create a nice platter of veggies like this. And if you're wondering what else to serve with tzatziki, make sure to check out the full written recipe on my website. I've included plenty of serving ideas, recipe variations, storage tips, and many useful tips. The link in the description below. When ready to serve, finish with one last drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Thanks for joining me for episode 2 of David Cooks the World. If you haven't watched first episode yet, make sure to check it out after this video. And we are not done with Greece yet. Next time we are staying in Greece, but this time we are making one of the country's most iconic desserts. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of David Cooks the World. Yassas! I already miss Greece. Bye!